Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. For the past 6 years, we've been telling the stories of women you may or may not know about, but definitely should. This month, we're bringing back our favorite Womanica episodes from across the back catalog. These are women across centuries and around the world who made their mark. With that, here's one of our favorite episodes. Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month, we're talking about movers and shakers, dancers, stunt women, martial artists, and other pioneering women who use their physical prowess to shake things up. Today, we're talking about a true Broadway icon. Her legacy is often tied to her longtime professional and romantic partnership with choreographer Bob Fosse. But she's a legend in her own right, and her status as a triple threat dancer, actor, and singer earned her 4 Tony Awards during her career. Please meet Gwen Verdon. Gwen was born in January of 1935 in Culver City, California. As a toddler, Gwen developed rickets, a disease that causes softened bones and bow legs. She was often bullied by other children for the special shoes and corrective leg braces she wore until her teenage years. But Gwen's condition did little to dim her star quality. Her mother was a dancer, and she encouraged Gwen to pursue the performing arts. Gwen started dance classes at 2 years old. A few years later, she was performing in theaters in downtown Los Angeles and was hailed as the world's fastest tapper. When she was 17 years old, Gwen's path to stardom was temporarily derailed. She married James Hennigan, a writer at The Hollywood Reporter. They were married for 5 years and had a son together. After their divorce, Gwen left their child in her parents' care so she could return to the stage. Gwen auditioned for Hollywood dance coach Jack Cole and began working as a choreographer with him on film sets. She taught steps to starlets like Marilyn Monroe and Betty Grable, and occasionally appeared as a dancer on screen. Gwen made her Broadway debut as a dancer in the musical Alive and Kicking in 1950. 3 years later, she earned a role as a featured dancer in Cole Porter's Can-Can. Gwen's talents quickly attracted resentment from the show's leading lady, Lilo. She pushed for Gwen's part to be cut back, but on opening night, Gwen proved too bright a star to conceal. In her much-diminished role, Gwen gave a stunning performance and then left the stage for her quick change. The audience wasn't having it. The people were so enthralled by Gwen that they wouldn't stop applauding after her. The show couldn't go on. Eventually, a producer had to go get her from the dressing room. Gwen rushed back out to the stage wrapped in a towel to take a second bow. The role in Can-Can earned Gwen her first ever Tony Award, and a reputation as a triple threat, with strong chops in dancing, singing, and acting. Gwen's next Broadway role was as the seductive Lola in Damn Yankees in 1955. She earned another Tony for bringing down the house with numbers like Whatever Lola Wants, which featured a now iconic striptease.
Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets, and little man, little Lola wants you.
It was a perfect encapsulation of her uniquely comedic yet sensual style of dance. Damn Yankees also marked the beginning of Gwen's partnership with legendary choreographer Bob Fosse. Their work together, with Gwen as Fosse's muse, became one of the most celebrated Broadway partnerships of all time. Gwen's legacy is inextricably tied to Fosse's choreography, but he praised her as a singular and individual talent. He once explained in an interview, "People ask if I created Gwen, and I say, she was hot when I met her. That alabaster skin, those eyes, that bantam rooster walk. Her in the leotard I will never forget." The pair worked together again as choreographer and leading lady in several Broadway shows throughout the 1950s and 60s. Gwen earned 2 more Tony Awards for her performances in the musicals New Girl in Town in 1958 and Redhead in 1959. The duo also worked together on Sweet Charity, which ran for more than 600 performances and has become a Broadway cult classic. Through their many hours working together, Gwen and Fosse also formed a romantic attachment. They got married in 1960 and had a daughter, Nicole, 3 years later. But their marriage was troubled by Fosse's infidelity. In 1971, the couple separated permanently, though they remained collaborators and friends and never legally divorced. Around that time, Gwen's career as a dancer was drawing to a close. But her final Broadway role would be one of her best remembered: Roxy Hart in the first ever run of Chicago. The show opened in 1975 with Fosse as director and choreographer. Though Gwen's performance was praised by critics, the show's run was ultimately short-lived. Chicago would not become a real hit until its revival in 1996. After her onstage career ended, Gwen continued to work with Fosse behind the scenes on his projects, including his 1978 musical Dancin' and his 1979 autobiographical film All That Jazz. Gwen was by his side when he died of a heart attack in 1987. It was the same night his revival of Sweet Charity opened in Washington, D.C. Gwen would go on to serve as artistic advisor for the dance review Fosse based on her late partner's work. The show won the Tony for Best Musical in 1999. Gwen died in her sleep in October of 2000. She was 75 years old. As a widely beloved leading lady, she was honored by a ceremonial dimming of the lights on Broadway the week of her death.
In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But oh, it's heaven nowadays.
Thank you for listening to this best of episode of Womanica. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Join us tomorrow for another one of our favorite episodes. Talk to you then.